we are. It's buoy. Let's spin around there a little bit.
There it is.
Yep.
Buoy.
Buoy. There we are. We made it.
We're Mike and Bernie. We've dreamed for years of being able to travel in an RV and see our country. Follow along with us, our dog Winston, and our cat Bud as we chase our dreams. Hi guys.
Hi.
We're in Key West at Ernest Hemmingway's house. So come along for the little tour.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yes.
See some cats too.
A lot of cats.
And our next stop is here on this mountain patio, or here.
All the lush greenery here. A few bananas up there. It looks like it, don't it?
We're 16 feet above sea level, which is a lot down here. That's a hill. We're the only property in Key West that has a basement, full-size basement actually underneath here. And that's where we store everything for our bookstore. So completely dry down there. But he passed away back in 1889, and his family passed away. A big yellow fever outbreak for him. And once again, it's, excuse me. About sneezed on everybody. I didn't want to miss that. Family passed away in a yellow fever outbreak, and Ace Kid had no will whatsoever. So that means everything sat for about 40 years because everything was in litigation, and it just once again everything sat for so long, and it went into disrepair. Nobody had any money because it was 1926 when the city of Key West went bankrupt. So when Ernest got here, that was in 1930. And he had just gotten married to his second wife, Pauline Pfeiffer. And her uncle, Gustav Pfeiffer, bought them a car as a wedding present. And they were supposed to drive it north up to Connecticut, actually. And instead they stayed because it's an amazing place here. They wanted to stay. And so Uncle Gus bought them a house as well. Got it for $8,000, excuse me, because that's what the back taxes were. It's an acre of land, it's actually about 9/10 of an acre of land, and it's probably worth about $6 million today, just the land by itself, with no history or structure. So they moved in, but it needed a lot of work, and Pauline was all about appearances because she was the fashion editor for Vogue magazine, and it had to look good. She tore the ceiling fans out. She didn't care if it was 1,000 degrees down here. It had to look good. That's why she brought her chandeliers in. These are all the real deal too. These are about 200 years old, just like couches as well. 18th century Parisian from her apartment. So once again, it's the real thing. If you have any questions, please just ask about that. He was the absolute star of his day as well. We don't think about authors being like that so much anymore. Everybody came here to see him, and remember, he wasn't the Sloppy Joe's t-shirt guy at that time either. He was really young, really healthy too. He was about 220 pounds because he was a sport fisherman as well as a boxer, and he just lived a celebrity life. Going hand in hand with that, he had 4 different wives. We have them all on the wall of wives up here, and there's some overlap between them too. This is where the story gets interesting. because he hit him. He just flew through his wives here. So you folks know or are familiar with the Lost Generation. It's Salvador Dali, Pablo Picasso. You had F. Scott Fitzgerald and Gertrude Stein, especially her. She was the one who was his mentor, and she told him that if you want to be an author, write about your life experiences. That's what people want to read, and she was absolutely correct about that, because that's when he went to Spain. He chartered a boat from him until 1934, so he bought his own boat, Pilar. And notice Joe's not so put together in that picture. He's kind of relaxed. That's a lot of where the name came from, because they would fish all day, and then they would clean the fish in the boat, and then he would just go behind the bar and serve the drinks. He wouldn't change or clean up or anything like that. The name stuck, because health codes were a lot different back then. Especially his Bronze Star. The reason that's so significant is because he was a civilian. He was never in the military. It was all because of the war correspondence he did in World War II. He was literally there at D-Day. So he was at Normandy. He was at the Battle of Bulge. He covered that as well. And during the liberation of Paris, he rescued a soldier off the battlefield, carried him to safety, and he was awarded the Italian War Merit Cross, which is the equivalent to the Silver Star in our military. And that left him in that bed for 6 months while he recovered. Didn't speak Italian, so he couldn't communicate with his doctors. He whistled at the nurses all day long. That's how he kept everybody's attention. That's where that picture came from. And his favorite nurse was Agnes von Kurowski. She was supposed to be wife number 1 on the wall of lives down there. It's the jackpot because Joe has 6 toes on every single foot. I gave him a stretch for what toes out there. There we go. So look at those really awesome double dominant omnibus. This is a really significant chair, even though to me this is the scariest thing in the whole house. What is that, ladies?
The birthing chair.
That's exactly what it is. 200-year-old Spanish birthing chair. And Ernest used to collect these. You may have seen them throughout the house. And you guess why? This was his favorite fishing chair. There was a hurricane in the 1940s that blew all that out, and that's why that's gone. There was another cookhouse, like an outdoor cookhouse here as well. The reason these buildings are fine is because the walls are about 18 inches thick. Massive, massive blocks. So this is the safest place to be in a hurricane. But the studio itself, I mentioned his typewriter being up there. That's his original typewriter because Pauline didn't throw his stuff out when they got divorced. We have his typewriter, we have his furniture, his hunting and fishing cruise on the walls. We're so fortunate we have that because this is where he wrote 70% of all his material in that space on that typewriter. This is like Smithsonian level type of stuff. So when we finish up here at the pool, because we're almost done, please go up, go to the stairs, get some pictures of that. It's pretty much frozen in time. She wasn't happy because this is a urinal in her yard, and so she put the olive jar on it, and she put Spanish tile, and tried to make it nice, but it's pretty much just a fancy, a pretty urinal, and they were both really stubborn about this. This is where his boxing ring used to be. Now say used to be, and we can kind of see where this is going. What happened was, he took Martha to Spain and got busted. And so she tore it out, because it used to be a big deal here in town. Everybody came to watch him box. She spent the next 10 months putting this in to surprise him while he was gone. The big surprise was that it cost about $20,000 to build at the time. It's about 350 grand. It's a lot of money for a pool. And so he got back to Spain. There was this huge argument between this huge tirade. He was like, Pauline, you spent this crazy amount of money on a pool I didn't even want. He pulled a penny out of his pocket and he was like, why don't you get my last red cent while you're at it? Go spend that. And he threw that at her feet and left for Sloppy Joe's. And it was never quite the same again. But that's exactly what she did. She took his penny and she kept it as her trophy. And she stuck it in the wet cement where it was still drying around the pool because she wanted to make sure it lasted forever. And so far, it's still here. Anybody know where it is? It's right there behind you. Look back there. That's the 1934 Denver penny that came out of his pocket the night he threw his last fit. The lady who saved all this, really, really important. Her name is Bernice Dixon. She was a friend of Pauline's. She was a local jeweler here in town. When Ernest passed away, she bought the house from the boys at a silent auction for $80,000 and moved into the guest quarters right here, and so she could turn this into the museum in 1964. She lived here until she passed away in '89, and the best part is it's still her family that owns and runs it. It's not some big giant corporate entity, and that's why we still have this history, because I guarantee it would have been made into a bed and breakfast or something like that. That's what happens to everything down here. But that's why we have the penny and the pool and the studio and all the cats, because the family wants to keep all this stuff, and I get to tell these stories every single day because of that.
Hemingway studio.
It has been left like it was the last day of his life. His typewriter there. This is really a cool place to come and look at. There's a lot of history.
Oh yeah, it's a tremendous amount of history here, and the tour is really excellent. So.
We're pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
It's really cool. And the cats. Oh my.
Lots of cats. I found a nice place here.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
I saw you though.
Here we are at the Lighthouse, Key West. Brody's trying to take a picture.
I was.
She tried real hard.
I got it.
I'm giving her a hard time now.
That's not unusual.
No, we're trying. But we're here at the Lighthouse. The water used to be like just right there, right over there where the water used to be, and they filled it all in when the U.S. Army and Navy dredged the canal and built more land at Key West.
Yes, and turned it into a naval base.
Yeah.
So it's like a man-made naval base.
Yep. This must be the caretaker's house.
And the museum.
And the museum. You don't want to walk up, Bernie?
I don't know.
You don't know? Hi. I'm gonna walk up.
Are you?
I need my steps in.
88 steps.
Oh, is that all? Oh, you can do that. You can do 88 steps.
88 down. You can do it. Slow.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
we're no hurry. We're no hurry. We're not racing the race here.
Good.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
You can do it. Can you do it? I think she can do it. I don't know if she wants to do it. Do you want to do it?
Well, part of me wants to do it. Until I look up there.
We'll wait for those people to come down. They're on their way down. Follow me for a second. Bernie she couldn't do it, so she went outside. I'm gonna take a picture of her. this the entrance?
Yep. This is the keeper's quarters.
Keeper's quarters? Wow. I can't hardly get it, but in the picture it's so big.
It is 12 feet high and 6 feet wide. Came from Paris.
We're on our way to the buoy. We can get another picture. Isn't it? There's the buoy.
There's the buoy.
There we are. There's the buoy. Let's spin around there a little bit.
There it is.
Yep.
Buoy.
Buoy. There we are. We made it. I can't tell.
Key West. We really like it. Except the Duval Street thing and everything. It's fine once and so, but gosh, there's so much down here. You need to come to the Keys.
Come to the Keys.
Come to the Keys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to make sure you enjoy more adventures and follow us along as we chase our dreams.